Hi everyone, I'm finally getting around to staking my plants. If you've seen my houseplant tour video, you would have noticed quite a few of them have grown out of control. So here's a simple video of how I will be adding support to these growing vines, and some of them I'll be swapping around. So if you enjoy plant related videos, as always, grab a nice warm drink and let's get started. First up is the Syngonium Fantasy. She's outgrown her current trellis, so I'm going to replace it with a coco pole and try to shape it so that the leaves are all facing one direction because I'll have her sitting against the wall. So the good thing about this Syngonium is the stems are pretty flexible, making it very easy to go around the pole. Not all plants are this bendy, so do be careful when you're first trying this out and don't apply too much force. They will naturally go with the flow if the stems allow. So you see how I can shape the plant so that the leaves face forward by wrapping them around the pole. And this is how it looks a couple of weeks later with 2 new leaves growing since putting in the coco pole. Next up is my heartleaf philodendron. This one has been growing since we got it. We weren't sure if we wanted it to continue trailing down initially, but after a good look around our place, I think we've decided to tidy up all our trailing plants and have them grow upwards now. So I'm using the black trellis that was from the Syngonium Fantasy, and aside from new coco poles you'll see today, I'll just be reusing whatever I have that's come with existing plants. You can of course purchase new plant support. There are heaps in the market right now, some really fancy gold looking ones in all sorts of shapes, colors and designs to suit your interior decor. But for today, I'll be using what we already have at home. Now the clips that I'm using are the little green ones that usually come with other small plants, or when you buy orchids, they have those tiny green clips to attach the stem to a stick. Keep those and don't throw them out because they'll come in handy for when you're staking soft stem plants like this philodendron. As you can see, try to arrange the plant so the leaves are always facing and falling naturally in front. Now this guy, our Raphitophorite Tetrasperma, is definitely growing out of control. Till this day, I'm amazed at how it progressed from 2 very small plants to this size, and I've already propagated and have another pot of this. It's probably due for another snip soon, but for now, I'll just be cleaning this up and replacing it with a taller coco pole so we can get rid of that shelf we've been using to prevent it from falling. The mini Monstera stems are not as soft and flexible as the Syngonium and Philodendron, so a looser wrap around the pole would be best. Just go very slow and try to find the direction that falls most naturally for the plant. If you find it tricky for some leaves to face upwards, that's okay, and I would leave them be because you don't want to force them against the direction of their natural growth, and they'll look just fine mixed in with the other leaves facing up. Now I've got this other section to work on as well. When you're done, give it a nice finish by tucking in the ends. This is where it snapped the last time, and ensuring leaves are not stuck or caught between the stems and pole. There you go. Now it looks a lot tidier, but I'm sure this isn't the last time I'll have to do this because this one's a grower. Moving on to these two, our neon pothos and Alocasia that don't necessarily need support, but I'm adding them anyway just to clean up their look and get better matching trellises. The neon pothos has the pink beehive support, and I'll be moving that over to the Alocasia to match the pink of the pot. The reason for this is because the Alocasia I have is leaning to one side, so this will hopefully help it stay up. And then I'll replace this one with a white trellis to match the pot. Ivies have soft stems, so it's easy to shape the plant, and just one clip here should hold the plant in place. I like using minimal support whenever possible so to not restrict the plant too much. You don't want to tie them down too tightly to position. This leads into another ivy, our golden pothos. This is one of two of our pots, but the larger one. I'm going to keep the bamboo trellis in this pot and rearrange the leaves to include the extra growth we've had the past year, leaving one vine still trailing down our shelves, but shortening the length. I'm really loving how the big and beautiful leaves create this full look, kind of like a bunch of beautiful flowers, just all in green. I'm just finding the best placement as I go and haven't used any clips or ties yet, so you don't have to always clip or tie every section. You can also get a feel of how the final look will be before securing the plant in place. I've got another side here to loop around and fill up the empty gaps. Reposition your clips if you need to. And release the leaves that are trapped under. This Philodendron Florida has also outgrown its support, so I'll be extending the height of the coco pole. That's where it joins. I don't mind the look, and it just takes the fuss out of removing and replacing with a single taller pole. And there we go, it's enough to support right up to the new baby leaf and a bit. Last one to go, and this is pot number 2 of our golden pothos. Also one that was trailing down our wine and glass cabinet. Being a smaller and lighter round pot, it's easier to spin the pot around as you go, kind of like cake decorating. It's also easier when you're looping 360 degrees around, so you could untuck and position leaves as you go along. And there we have it, mission accomplished for today. A very productive plant staking afternoon. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more of my creative content, and I'll be back next week with another video. Take care everyone.